Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. I'm Cincinnati Man. I'm here with my sister.
Hello.
We just literally got done watching Star Wars Episode 6,
Mm-hmm.
titled
Return of the Jedi.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Okay, you've never seen Star Wars like this. You only seen clips here and there and kept doing Family Guy references. How do you feel now that you completed the original series?
I liked it.
Did you get the answer you was looking for? Because you asked me what happened to Darth Vader in the original.
Yeah, I got the answer.
Yeah, oh, you sound like you liked it.
I did. It just took long enough.
Yeah, you did not like when they took the mask off. You sounded like you kind of sighed, like.
Because I'm like, Luke, he done. Let's go. Let's get off this ship.
But he let him know, like, son, I'm gonna die anyway. Just look at me.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
look at this horrible monster that I am.
He already knew it before.
Look at me looking like the Borg from Star Trek.
He already knew he was a horrible person.
It still was like, dang, like he all messed up.
Yeah.
Anything stand out to you? This is about you. Anything stand out to you? About this last?
This one, I don't know if it was because of what are their names? The little furry
Ewoks.
I don't know if it was because of them, but it seemed lighter. Like more of the movie seemed lighter to me
because of the Ewoks.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I can see that. They were cool. They didn't bother me. They like, oh, how did you like Jabba the Hutt?
Disgusting. Disgusting.
Oh man, that whole scene. I forgot how long that was too.
Yeah.
Them trying to get Han out.
And I also said it seemed like we got to see more of Luke this movie.
The whole time you thought Luke was evil. You saw him.
No, I said I didn't trust him. I mean, he was the only one in all black, and who's always in all black? Yeah. Blade ain't in this movie. I'm talking about people in this movie, in these movies.
Batman.
These movies pertaining to Star Wars.
James Bond, because you wearing those black. Anyway, I still think Leia's toxic.
You don't think Han is? Han?
Who did Han always said what was on his mind. She's always like, I gotta think. Just like when she found out was like Luke was her brother, she could have told Han right there.
I thought she could, but she probably needed time to process it. Hey, how would you feel if you found out you had an extra brother or a sister?
I'd be fine with it. I would tell people.
Eventually, but you would also have to process it a little bit, probably.
Hey, we process things differently, I guess.
I see.
It was a fun time. It's a fun movie.
Yeah, that's why I said it feels lighter.
Or a fun trilogy. I can see how people get annoyed when people get serious about it, because I'm really serious about it. James and me and James are going to have a debate.
Mm-hmm.
I normally don't talk about numbers. You never hear me talk about numbers or anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I get to a certain number of followers, James and I are going to have a debate about his love of a certain franchise versus my love of Star Wars. I'm going to leave it at that. That's going to be very interesting.
That should be. Also, when I was watching it, I was wondering how this was critically taken. Like, what were the critics thinking?
Amazing. That's what caused it to have such a lore before the next set of trilogies.
No, I'm talking about this movie in particular. Like, did people like it as much as the other two?
Something. Somebody probably got some YouTube breakdown of it.
Yeah, right.
And it's funny. It came out in the 80, and the way people talk, they'd be like, somebody would be like, "Oh, you must have saw jokes or something like that." It's like, no, that was even before I was born. But you see what happened? It had such a lore even before we were born that when we watched it, even the clips you saw, you're like, "Oh, it must be something important."
Yeah.
For some reason, I didn't like Han Solo as much in this.
Yeah.
He was kind of he was really bumbling and stumbling in this. It was annoying me. Like the stormtrooper backhanded him. He fell over.
That's because he looked down to look at the twig he stepped on for some reason.
You know, the little shrug. That's a classic shrug that he does. But I just felt like he definitely should not be leading anything. General Hunt, like, look, don't they be letting anybody lead? That's what I realized.
And like I pointed out, he's a smuggler, not a fighter.
You got a point. CP, 3PO and R2 weren't nearly as annoying.
R2 has never been annoying.
Oh yeah, you're right.
It's just been a little loud sometimes.
Maybe they turned the volume down on 3PO, and that's why he wasn't as annoying or as distracting. I'm surprised you weren't surprised when the Emperor started shocking him with electricity.
I knew he wasn't gonna get out there unscathed. Like I knew something was gonna happen. I knew some kind of mind trick would be played. I thought he was gonna go into his mind or something like that. But I knew something was gonna happen to Luke.
The last thing I'll say is I did not like how they inserted Hayden Christensen in the update.
I liked it.
No, because in the original, it was like it was somebody else.
Yeah.
And in this, it didn't. You could tell it didn't fit right, and he looked evil in it.
He did not.
He was grinning, but he was like,
he did not. Go back and watch it. He didn't look evil.
That's how he was. He was like this. It was like that's not.
He didn't look like that.
He looked evil. I didn't like it.
Didn't.
It like, but
I will say that was probably confusing to people that
never saw the other trilogy.
Or never.
You'd be like, who's that guy? Especially if you ain't seen it in years, you start watching it again, you're like, what is this?
But since I saw the one that I did see completely, I knew who he was and I knew the story a little bit. So I wasn't as surprised.
The last thing I'm going to ask you.
Yes, sir.
Will you be watching the next set of trilogies?
How many more sets are there?
I don't want to tell you.
I'll at least get to the one that I've seen.
Okay.
The set that has the one that I've fully seen, the one with Jar Jar.
Okay, that's the next set. I didn't actually add in. Look, this is the thing. I didn't add in there's 2 movies that are like side movies to this.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Han Solo movie that's about his life, like before he became rebel leader, or whatever.
Yeah.
There's also a side movie talking about how they got the original plans for the Death Star and everything. It's called Rogue One. I think that's the only 2 side Star Wars movies. I didn't add them in. I was just talking about the original trilogy. No, I'm just talking about the trilogies that's connected to each other.
Whatever.
Wow.
It's a lot of movies.
I'm my biggest. Ooh, that's the thing. I want to know if you like the next set of trilogies better than the original.
I guess we're watching the next set of trilogies.
Yep. Well, I'm Cincinnati Man. That's my sister's thoughts and my thoughts on it. I'm thinking. I'm trying to go through my mind if there's anything else that I had a concern about or want to talk about.
Just
what?
I need them. Are we gonna see Chewie anymore?
I'm not telling you.
I just want them to comb his hair or brush.
Oh, that's what you were surprised by. You were shocked that you didn't get no more Yoda.
Yeah.
You was like, oh, Yoda was in the we didn't get that much as I thought.
Like for years I thought Yoda was in like most of the movies. Obviously, I knew he wasn't in the one with Jar Jar Binks because I ain't seen him. But I thought he at least had a couple more movies.
When did you see that? When did you see that one with Jar Jar Binks? When you were like,
when it came out.
When were you like 10 or something?
Whenever it came out, whatever age I was.
Because you were young, so you might barely remember that movie.
I remember what I need to remember. How Anakin was young and Natalie Portman's character.
See, look, So anyway,
the age difference threw me off because I'm like, wait a minute, But anyway, yeah, I just Yoda gone.
A little known fact: after the original series, that it didn't come out for like nothing came out. I think the next one was like 99 or something like that.
I think that's the one.
Yeah, but that's the thing. All the lore was created after those movies with the EU, the extended universe, I think it's called. Basically with movies and video games and comic books. That's what flushed out the past history. And that's why it's got so much. That's why I got so much lore after the fact. And we'll be I guess we're gonna find out. We'll be watching this shortly. I mean, not today, but we'll watch it shortly. But what's his name, man? We out.
Bye. What was her name? Princess
Amidala?
Yeah, because she had the white face with the red lips.
Well, that was like a traditional.
In the thing?
Yeah.
Because I had like playing cards with them on it.
Mm-hmm.
And she had she was on the box.
Yeah. Yeah, she was.